At the halfway stage, what was the discussion? And because you were in a position to win the game as favorites at that stage, did that increase the pressure on you?
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা কোনো প্রেশার নেই ভালোই ছিলাম, বাট আমরা ইজিলি খেলেছি, বাট মানে ওরা বলগুলো এত ভালো করেছে যে আসলে আমরা মানে ওভার দ্য টপ খেলতে পারছিলাম না, দ্যাটস ওয়াই ওরা খুব ভালো খেলেছে।
Yes, in the middle, after the first innings, we planned to go not for quickly or hurriedly batting or just calm and quiet, but at the end we could not able to bat well, and that was really a poor performance from us. But credit goes to New Zealand, of course, because the way they bowl, especially they worked with us very well, and credit goes to them.
Just one overall on the tournament. How would you describe the standard of fielding that we've seen in this tournament, and Bangladesh's own fielding as well as the other team? A lot of drop catches, a lot of missed ground fielding. Do you think it's been up to the standard that we're used to in women's cricket, and if not, why?
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা ব্যাটিং, ফিল্ডিং অ্যান্ড বলিংয়ে পিছিয়ে নেই, আমরা অনেক আগে গেছি। সাডেনলি গত ম্যাচ খারাপ হয়েছে, বাট আমরা ইনশাআল্লাহ সামনে আরও ভালো করব।
Actually, over the years, we improved a lot in aspect of our women cricket. Our fielding is much more standard than that we have showed last couple of matches, and yes. We think about that, and then today our fielding was a bit better, but we are not substandard or we are not behind with other teams.
Why do you think overall the fielding may have been perhaps below for other teams as well in this World Cup? Like, is there a reason, extra pressure, something like this, that we've seen so many drop catches?
Condition, of course.
She confessed consequence. Yeah.
What is the thinking behind the decision to bat you at number 3 today?
Because আমি আসলে মেইনলি অলরাউন্ডার, মেইনলি নাম্বার 3-4-এ ব্যাটিং করি। সাডেনলি একটা প্ল্যানিং ছিল, সেই অনুযায়ী আমাকে নামানো হয়েছে, আর আমি সেটা করতে পারিনি।
Yeah, number 3 is actually my batting position. That's why I played in number 3.
Overall, you've played Australia and New Zealand for the first time ever. Why do you think you've never had more series with them, and do you think that needs to change, that they need to play teams like Bangladesh more often in bilaterals?
হ্যাঁ, অবশ্যই আমি মনে করি যে আমরা খেলতে পারি, ইনশাআল্লাহ সামনে ম্যাচগুলো আরও ভালো করব ইনশাআল্লাহ।
Yes, of course. We need to play regular cricket series with the top-ranked team, because that is the only way we can improve, because we can compare ourselves where we are. So we look forward to that, because the more we will play with the top-ranked team, the more we will improve. Definitely, this is one of the key things to improve our cricket.
ঋতুমণি, সোফি ডিভাইন বললেন যে বাংলাদেশের পেসারদের দেখে, স্পেশালি আপনাকে দেখে ওনারা অনেক শিক্ষা নিয়েছিলেন, যার দ্বারা ওনারা যেভাবে বোলিং পারফরমেন্স দিয়েছেন সেটা দিতে পেরেছেন। এইটা সোফি ডিভাইনের মতো একজন প্লেয়ার, এই যে আপনার ব্যাপারে বললেন আপনার ক্যারিয়ার বেস্ট ফিগার্স ইন দ্য টুর্নামেন্ট, এই এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটা কি দেবে আপনাকে, কতটা কনফিডেন্স দেবে, কি মনে হচ্ছে?
আসলে আমি জাস্ট মেনটেন করেছি আমার লাইন অ্যান্ড লেন্থ অ্যান্ড আশা করতেছি যে এই কনফিডেন্ট আমার সামনে আরও এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাবে
এবং সোফি আমাকে উৎসাহ
এবং মানে যারা বলেছেন ইনশাল্লাহ তাদের উৎসাহে আমি ভালো কিছু করতে পারবো।
Should I translate? Yes, of course. It is very inspiring for me that a player like Sophie, she praised, and I'll take this as an inspiration, and I'll look forward to develop myself more.
ইনিংস ব্রেকে আপনি বললেন যে কোচিং স্টাফ থেকে অনেক সাপোর্ট পেয়েছেন, যদি স্পেসিফিক্যালি যে যে এরিয়ায় আপনার ইমপ্রুভমেন্টস অঞ্জু জৈন ম্যাম অ্যান্ড দেবিকা পালশেখর ম্যাম করেছেন সেটার ব্যাপারে যদি একটু ডিটেলসে বলতে পারেন। সো ইন দ্য ইনিংস ব্রেক ইউ স্পোক অ্যাবাউট হাউ ইয়োর কোচিং স্টাফ which includes former India players Devika Palshekar and Anju Jain helping you specifically on on pace bowling. Can you talk about the specific aspects that they have helped you improved in?
কোন জায়গায় help করছে তোমাকে দেবিকা ঋষি?
দেবিকা ম্যাম অলওয়েজ আমাকে মানে বলিংয়ের সময় আমার লাইন লেন্থ বলছে যে তুমি একই জায়গায় বল করে যাবা, নো চেঞ্জ তোমার লেন্থ। অ্যান্ড আঞ্জু ম্যাম অলওয়েজ সে আমাকে বলেছে যে ঋতু তুমি তোমার জায়গায় বল করবা এবং ব্লকে বল করবা আর ফিল্ডিং অনুযায়ী তুমি বোলিং করবা। আর হচ্ছে আর বাইরে হচ্ছে আমাদের জাভেদ স্যার উনি অলওয়েজ বাইরে থেকে এনকারেজ করেছে যে ঋতু ইউ ক্যান, তুমি অবশ্যই পারবা।
Yeah, the coaches always emphasize on bowling on the right place and right spot and right length and line and length, and I worked hard on that, and also the team manager Javed, who is a former Test cricketer, he also inspired me and he also guided me how to bowl on a right spot. So that was the thing which I worked actually.
ঋতু যদি একটু আপনার ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড নিয়েও বলতে পারেন, আপনি বগুড়ার বাসিন্দা, ক্রিকেট কিভাবে শুরু করলেন, ফার্স্ট ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ ম্যাচ এখানে, অস্ট্রেলিয়া নিয়ে কী স্বপ্ন, আর আজকের এই পারফরমেন্স টুর্নামেন্টের বেস্ট ফিগার্স, কোনো ইন্সপিরেশন রয়েছে আপনার পেস বোলিং ডিপার্টমেন্টে? In English, if you could talk a bit about your background, how you started playing cricket. You are a resident of Bogra, which has produced a lot of super Bangladesh women's cricketers and male cricketers as well. So your inspirations, your idols, whomever you've looked up to.
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার বাসা বগুড়া, আমার কোচ ছিলেন মুসলিম স্যার। আমি এখানে যখন ফার্স্ট আসি উনি মারা গেছেন, তো আমি নেক্সট ম্যাচেও প্র্যাকটিস ম্যাচ অনেক ভালো করেছি। হি ইজ এ গ্রেট পারসন ইন মাই লাইফ। তখন থেকে আমার মনে হয়েছে যে না, স্যার আমার উপর অনেক কনফিডেন্ট রাখতো এবং দেবিকা কোচ অ্যান্ড আঞ্জু ম্যাম তারাও অনেক কনফিডেন্ট ছিল যে না তুমি ভালো। সরি, ইয়েস
Yes, she lost her coach while we are in here during the ICC support period, and her coach is Muslim. His name was Muslim, and he inspired her a lot, and he started training under him, and it was him for whom she's here. So that is the thing. She became very emotional on that, because it could have been a great day for him if his coaches could be out right now.
Okay, we've got Big Casper here, 23 of the ball, pretty handy. Mel, do you want to start us off?
Obviously, good performance for you at the end. They made you work hard for it, though. Were you caught a little bit by surprise early on?
I don't think really caught by surprise. I think we know how good they are with the ball, especially their spinners, and they tied us down really well on that wicket. So, look, I don't think our batting performance was as good as we'd like it to be, but I think credit to them, they bowled really well.
You've had another game where you obviously had some issues in the field, and now one where you haven't put it together with the bat. Is it a case of putting it all together? Because obviously now you're essentially in a quarter-final shootout with Australia.
Yeah, I think so. And when you're playing a quality side like Australia, you have to bring your A game in all facets of it. So, yeah, that's something we'll be looking to do on Monday.
What was the particular challenge with the surface?
It's just pretty slow and low, took a turn. I don't think it surprised us. I think we saw that when we played the other day, but I just don't think we adapted quickly enough to it.
It looked like it had a lot more grass on it than it certainly does normally here. Did it surprise you the way that it played or not?
No, not really. I think the grass covering was just on it to try and keep the wicket intact. It can often just do that if it's cracking. They just try and put grass on it to hold it together. So we had a chat about that. So again, I don't think it surprised us, no.
Sophie said in the post-match that you guys learnt a lot from the way that Bangladesh bowled in terms of their lengths and lines. So what did you take away?
Pretty much just hit the wickets, bowl full and straight. So I think we went out there and we tried to keep it as simple as possible. And yeah, you're right, we did learn a lot from them. And the other game as well, when we played India, and they bowled really well to us there as well.
Just thoughts on the New Zealand batters' struggles against both India and now Bangladesh. Is it a huge cause of concern for you heading into a virtual knockout?
No, I don't think so. I think they're probably a little bit disappointed in how they've gone, but when we've been training, they've been hitting it really well, and we're really lucky we've got number 1 and number 2 in the world at the moment, and the very fact that even today and against Sri Lanka we got over the line when, say, Susie didn't go well in the great game, but other people have been stepping up in the middle overs, and yeah, you want your big players to step up in big games, so hopefully they can do that on Monday.
What were the words from Captain Sophie Devine, during the innings break? Given she said that she took quite a few lessons, the NC attack took quite a few lessons from Bangladesh's seamers.
Yeah, it was all just about bowling full and straight, just for spin and seam. And I thought especially Hayley and Sophie did that really well from bowling into the wind, so credit to them. Yeah, but I think when you're only defending a small total, you almost kind of switch on more than you ever would, and you just got to really get stuck in and try and do anything you can to defend it.
Sophie said the coach was very calm. What was his instructions?
Yes, I was very surprised. He was very calm. You could see him kind of bubbling a little bit, but no, I think we were still confident that we could defend it, and we tried to get them above 6 and over, and I think once we kind of did that, then we kind of maybe relaxed a little bit, because I was a bit stressed early on. But yeah, I think, we had a plan, and we stuck to it really well.
You obviously come into this tournament with a new head coach, new captain. Has anything in just the team environment felt different? Has the training methods been different? Do you feel a different vibe, energy in the dressing room?
Yeah, I think it's been awesome having almost kind of refreshing and starting again. And he's quite different to the previous coach. He's a lot more vocal. Lets us know what he's thinking, but I think that's really great. He's kind of just provided a lot of clarity, and that's kind of what we were after, and Sophie and him complement each other very well, but they're also both very calm and they trust you, and as a bowler that means a lot, so it's really cool.
And considering New Zealand's performance the last ICC tournament since 2016, been looking good and then somehow stumbling, do you think that change of leadership is likely to cause a change in results?
I think the leaders in the previous World Cups, we had Susie in 2016 and Amy at the last one. I think they were exceptional. So I think Sophie's great too. So I'm not necessarily sure it was the leadership was why we didn't win, but I think as Sophie in the forefront, I think we've got as good a chance as we did in the other ones as well. We just need to step up with both bat and ball and take a catches. So.
What do you think is going to be the key to knocking over Australia on Monday? And do you think the pressure's more on them being the home team?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just that the pressure's kind of on both teams. It's whoever wins goes through pretty much. So I think the key is, like we touched on, is just trying to do all three elements of the game really well. And I think if we do that, then we'll be in a good position.
After India, Katie Martin was already talking about a quarter-final against Australia. Do you think there was a risk the team got a bit ahead of themselves today and underestimated Bangladesh?
No, I don't think so at all. I think Katie Martin just sometimes just gets a bit excited. If you know her, then that's not a surprise. But no, I think we very much were just focused on Bangladesh. As soon as we lost to India, Bob even mentioned, okay, let's flush that one down the drain and let's just focus on Bangladesh. So all our training in the lead-up yesterday was just totally focusing on them. So, and I don't think we got ahead of ourselves.
I think it's been a couple of years now since you've beaten Australia in any format. What do you think the team needs to do to get it over them?
I think we've been pretty close in a lot of games, but I think it is just that confidence thing, and probably just so big players stepping up, especially with the bat. If we can try and do that, then, you know, a lot of them have. We're really lucky in the fact that we've had a lot of girls go over and play Big Bash and be successful. So I think that will actually hold us in really good stead playing against Australia now.
Am I correct in saying you've got no left-armers and no left-handers in the squad? Is that right?
Yes, that's true.
So how have you prepared for, I mean, you had the left-arm orthodox and the left-handers against India. You're going to face that again against Australia. How do you prepare for that, given you haven't got it in the training environment?
Well, a couple of us like to dabble in a little bit of left arm, but when we've had trainings as well, we've tried to get net bowlers coming in, and we've got our coaches coming around the wicket and trying to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Replicate the left armers and the leg spinners as much as possible.
Is it a challenge, though?
Is it a challenge?
And not having the practice against those two facets? Or the quality practice, I should say.
I guess it's kind of something in New Zealand that we just generally don't have a lot of, just not, so yeah, it is different, but again, I think we've played enough cricket that we should be able to adapt to it.
Last one. Last two.
You want to go? Okay. Thoughts on Amelia Kerr? She was great in the last game, although you couldn't pull off the chase. But how have you, as a senior, as the spin spearhead of sorts, how have you seen Amelia grow over the years? The changes that perhaps have stuck in your brain she's made to her technique, or whether it be with bowling or batting?
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. When I actually first moved out to New Zealand, I lived with Mealy and her family when she was about 12, and she'd come and bowl to me in the nets then and still get me out then. So it's just seeing her rise with both bat and ball has just been unbelievable. And she's a great kid as well, so like she's awesome to have around.
Can you elaborate on the great kid aspect of your answer?
Pardon?
Can you elaborate on the great kid aspect of your answer? Great kid?
Oh, she's just like always asking how you are. She's just really friendly, really helpful. She loves to sing, she loves to dance. She's just kind of like, she's awesome, she's great. And like her whole family are wonderful. Like Jess is just the sweetest girl as well. So yeah, credit to their folks for that.
And just, you did mention holding on to your catches. Overall, it's not just New Zealand, there have been a lot of drop catches from teams in this World Cup who are normally pretty good in the field. How have you seen the standard of fielding in comparison to where you think teams normally are? And do you have an explanation for it?
I don't know if I have an explanation. I think it could potentially just be pressures of World Cup. You know, you see that ball go up and it could, you know, win or like cost you a game. So, like it kind of has been something that has happened throughout the World Cup. I'm not sure why it is, but I think you're right. If teams can hold on to them, then they're probably going to win the game. Like catches win matches, it's the old saying, but it's true. So.
Thanks, guys.
I guess I'm right.